Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another pre-market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the USDCHF. But before we get to breaking down this Forex pair, we have to state that this content is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. But we all know why you're here. You want to find good Forex content that improves one's ability as a trader and help put some more money in your pocket. Okay, so let's see what we can do to help you out with that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. You know, we like to do here at Black Forex, we like to break down the fundamentals of what's going on. So as previously stated in the prior videos, that the USD is weak due to the U.S. economy suffering from inflation. That's also being rippled by the sanctions and increased gas prices, also from the ban of Russian oil. That's going to also take not just a effect in America, but that's going to be a global thing within the next couple of weeks. Okay. And also throughout this European conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the USD has acted as a non-traditional safe haven currency, which means that it has gained strength anytime the European conflict looks like it could spill over into a global conflict. Okay. Now, the CHF has not been one of our stronger currencies or one of our weaker currencies. It's been kind of like lukewarm right there in the middle. But one thing that's also crippling the CHF is what's going on the European continent, which is basically how the Russian-Ukrainian war is destabilizing the entire European continent's economy as a whole, which means that there's a ripple effect in the weakness of all European currencies between the British pound, the euro, and naturally the CHF. Okay. And also, when there's any time there's global panic, the CHF does act as a safe haven currency as well. So, anytime we may see if the Russian Ukrainian war will spill over from a European conflict to a global conflict, you will see CHF gain strength immediately. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and examine what's going on the chart from a technical analysis based standpoint. All right. Now, we've basically been in a dead heat consolidation. Excuse me 1 second. Yes, we have been in a consolidation since about the 26th, but we do have some slight breaks in our range. But for the most part, we've been bouncing between 0.92889, and 0.91789. We've been bouncing between those two price points with little breaks between this stream, but then we go back within to this range. Okay. Now we are looking like for the most part, we're going to continue our trajectory of just going between these two price points, but every time we get in this area here, it comes down, and every time we get to this area here, it tends to go up. Okay. Now we could break these extremes and send it towards a long position or a short position is if the CHF actually becomes strong. If the CHF becomes strong, then we will see aggressive move down, slight range, and before it continues. Or what is another possibility, but not highly too probable, is if the USD becomes much stronger than the CHF, or if the CHF becomes much weaker than the USD due to the more intense fighting happening on the continent due to the Russian-Ukrainian war. What we will see is a break in the range here. We will see a break in this whole consolidation area here with the push up, slight range, and we will go up. Okay. And another scenario is if the USD becomes much more significantly weaker than the CHF, then we will also see a drop in price as well. But for the most part, we're just going to be bouncing between these two price points. Okay, now we just be bouncing between these two price points until we most likely get some type of resolution with either the inflation that's happening in the USD, or we saw to get a clear roadmap of what's going to happen with this Russian-Ukrainian incident, or once the markets settle down to get adapted to the Russian-Ukrainian incident. But one thing that's going to have a ripple effect throughout all economies in the world is the gas ban, the Russian gas ban. But for the most part, every time we get here, you can place a short position and ride the wave all the way down. And every time it gets in this area here, you can place a long position, ride the way up. The Black Forex stance is we don't really like to trade consolidations. We like to trade charts for momentum and trajectory. Okay, you can trade them if you know where you're going, but like I said, if fundamentals shift over and you're on the wrong side of the fundamentals when the shift comes, then your trade will not perform and it will hit your stop loss. Okay, hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.